The sun sets on just a majestic day at the Breeders' Cup World Championships here at the Oak Tree Meet in Southern California. It was a classic indeed, the richest race of them all, and Zenyatta was challenging the boys, the 5-year-old mare with Mike Smith up, trying to stay perfect in her career, 14 for 14, but then some drama early on when Quality Road was acting up and became the first gate scratch in Breeders' Cup Classic history. So Todd Pletcher's Quality Road exits the race. They had to take the horses out and reload for the Classic. And when they did, Randy, it was all eyes on Zenyatta.
All eyes on Zenyatta to see how she would leave the starting gate after all the commotion. And she didn't leave it with a rush, but she doesn't run that way anyway. That's her running style, to lag back, let the others do all the work. And when she decides she wants to run, unbelievable.
Mike Smith content. Really, all he could do was lag back in the back of the field, but the critical decision time was on the far turn, and the decisions he made were absolutely right. Saving ground on the inside in the majority of the turn. When he straightened out for home, he had an option here to go between horses, but he elected to go outside. It's a good thing because the hole started to close. He gave Zenyatta all she needed, open space, and she did the rest.
Look at this finish to overcome from last to first and into the record books unbeaten as Jerry and Ann Moss, the owners, celebrate the record moguls who named her after the album by the Police, and trainer John Sheriffs was right there on the apron, quick to get out on the track and a throw to her fans. So just to put things into perspective, Jerry Bailey, you've won 15 Breeders' Cup races. 5 times you took that Classic, 30 years you rode, and you've been a broadcaster with us now in retirement. Where does that performance rank, that moment by Zenyatta rank in your eyes?
Well, I think it's got to be in the top 10. You know, because she went up against the boys, because she didn't have everything her own way. To me, an outstanding performance. It ranks right up there, at least in the top 10.
And in terms of Breeders' Cup history, Randy?
Breeders' Cup's been around since 1984. There are fantastic horses every year. There are great races every year. But I think this is probably the single greatest moment in Breeders' Cup history.
Absolute perfection. And the way she did it, Jerry, our Sport Vision helps us out with that.
Well, as I said, she overcame adversity. She certainly didn't have things her own way. Mike Smith typically circles the field, but he knew he couldn't do that. So he cut the corner. He went inside a few horses. Not until he straightened out for home did he angle her out. Chose not to go between horses, and it was a pretty good idea because the horse in front of him made a left, Mike made a right. Again, the right choice. And when he needed Zenyatta the most, she was there for him. Number 7, Gio Ponte in the orange saddle tail had the lead at this point, but not for long because here comes the big train Zenyatta, eating him up through the stretch.
And now the debate begins. Zenyatta or Rachel Alexandra, Horse of the Year. Jerry, you say that's the Horse of the Year.
She gets my vote.
Mike Smith atop Zenyatta. Unbeaten in her career, 14 for 14, the Breeders' Cup Classic champion. She beat the boys.